There was a time when Finland and Nokia were almost the same word. The mobile phone giant was the engine of the nation's economy. It accounted for a staggering quarter of its exports. It accounted for a significant slice of its GDP. The town of Salow, a hub for Nokia's phone manufacturing, was a symbol of this success. Its people built the devices that connected the world. Then, in what felt like an instant, the world changed. The rise of the smartphone, led by Apple and Google, caught Nokia off guard. Nokia stumbled. By the mid-20s, its mobile division was sold. The factories in Salow fell silent. Thousands of highly skilled engineers and factory workers suddenly found themselves without a job. You might think this would be the end of the story, but that isn't what happened in Finland. The country embarked on a remarkable journey of reinvention. The people who built Nokia's empire became the architects of the next chapter. The end of Nokia wasn't a funeral, it was the scattering of seeds. They carried immense knowledge, a culture of innovation and global networks. The Finnish government stepped in, universities stepped in, private investors stepped in. From the ashes rose a vibrant and diverse tech scene. Finland's story shows loss doesn't have to be a death sentence. With support and adaptability, crisis can become opportunity. So, how did Finland pull it off, and how can other regions learn from its success? The answer lies in a concept that sounds complicated but is actually quite simple. Economic complexity. Imagine a country's economy is like a big box of Lego bricks. A simple economy has only a few types of bricks, perhaps just red squares, blue squares. It can build simple things like a wall, a basic house. It can make and export one or two products like oil, bananas. This makes it very vulnerable. If the world suddenly stops wanting red bricks or the price of blue bricks plummets, the entire economy is in trouble. A complex economy, on the other hand, is like having a Lego box filled with an incredible variety of pieces: wheels, windows, hinges, gears, bricks of every shape and color. With this diverse set of building blocks, it can create almost anything: a car, a spaceship, a castle, a robot. This is what economic complexity is all about. It's a measure of the knowledge and capabilities embedded in a country's workforce. This brings us to another key idea: related diversification. If you already know how to build a car, it's not a huge leap to figure out how to build a truck or a bus. This is precisely what happened in Finland. The engineers who knew how to design software and user interfaces for Nokia phones had the perfect skill set to create mobile games and mobile apps. This process gradually makes their economic Lego box more and more diverse and complex. The story of regional reinvention is about people and the organizations they work for. For a region to adapt, its companies must lead. They must master the art of the pivot. Procter & Gamble, a classic example. Early 2000s, P&G realized it couldn't invent everything internally. It launched Connect plus Develop, seeking innovation from outside. The shift made P&G more agile. Fujifilm in Japan, another pivot story. For decades, a king of photographic film built on complex chemical engineering. Then digital cameras arrived. Core product became obsolete almost overnight. Facing collapse, Fujifilm didn't give up. Leaders looked at core capabilities. Deep knowledge of chemicals, collagen and nanotechnology. Useful beyond photography. They knew how to stop photos fading, a skill that translated into preventing skin aging. That insight led Fujifilm to pivot into cosmetics, healthcare and pharmaceuticals. Arm Holdings, born in Cambridge. It didn't build chips to compete with Intel. It designed efficient microprocessors and licensed those designs to others. A flexible business model from the start. That helped Cambridge become Silicon Fen, a thriving tech ecosystem. Arm drew talent and investment, spawning hundreds of innovative small firms. Lesson: adaptable organizations are the engines of regional resilience. They don't just weather storms, they harness the wind to sail in new, more prosperous directions. So, if flexible organizations are the key, how do we build more of them? For business leaders, the first step is to look inward. You must understand what your company truly knows. Don't define yourself by what you make today. Define yourself by the unique skills and knowledge, the core competencies of your team. Fujifilm thought it was a film company. It was actually a chemistry and materials science company. This shift in perspective is everything. Once you know your strengths, foster a culture of continuous learning and experimentation. Encourage employees to work on projects outside their immediate job description. Give them time and resources to explore new ideas, even if those ideas seem unrelated to your current business. This is how you discover the adjacent possible. It's also vital to look outwards. Collaborate with universities, research institutions, and competitors. Shared challenges can be tackled more effectively as a team. This builds a network of knowledge that strengthens the regional economy. For policymakers, the role is not to pick winners or prop up failing industries. The goal is to be a gardener, not an architect. Cultivate the soil so new businesses can grow. Invest in education, lifelong training programs, and cut red tape. Fund public-private partnerships connecting universities and local companies. Build the infrastructure for innovation. Public leaders must facilitate connections, act as matchmakers, connecting companies, industries, and experts. Create physical spaces like innovation hubs, incubators, and shared R&D facilities. Foster a dense network of collaboration to develop a collective brain. Shared intelligence helps the ecosystem spot opportunities and solve problems faster than any single company could alone. It's about building a team, not just individual players. The world will always be a place of unpredictable change. Industries will rise and fall. Technologies that seem revolutionary today will be obsolete tomorrow. No region can make itself immune to these powerful forces. To believe otherwise is to prepare for failure. The stories of Finland, Fujifilm, and countless other turnarounds teach us a more hopeful and practical lesson. The true measure of a region's strength is not its current industrial output, nor the size of its biggest employer. It's the resilience of its people and the adaptability of its institutions. It's the collective capacity to learn, to change, and to grow together. This resilience is not magical. It's built piece by piece through continuous learning. Schools that teach critical thinking, companies that encourage experimentation, communities that value collaboration. When a major employer leaves town, the most valuable thing left behind isn't empty factory buildings. It's the accumulated knowledge of the workforce. If that knowledge is cultivated, if people are given tools and confidence to apply their skills in new ways, an ending can become a new beginning. This is economic reinvention. The path forward needs a new kind of leadership in business and government. Move beyond short-term thinking and embrace a mindset of permanent evolution. Be willing to let old structures die to make way for new growth. The future belongs to regions brave enough to reinvent themselves again and again. Ultimately, the secret to lasting prosperity is human. It's in our curiosity, problem-solving, and teamwork. Create systems that unleash these qualities, and you build economies that are productive and resilient. Our ability to adapt is, and always will be, our greatest economic asset.